Hi everyone, welcome back into Primetime TV Show. I'm one of your hosts today, Barbara Marville Kelly. With me is my bodyguard, Dennis Kelly. Welcome back again.
Well, it's good being back.
You decided to come back and co-host with me again.
Well, you cleaned my cage. You let me out.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Hey, this is exciting. You know, we have just, what is it? Is it 10 days till Christmas? And we're going to be off for the next couple of weeks. So we have a really special show today because, you know, it's all about how we spend our prime time. Is that correct?
That is absolutely correct.
How are you spending your prime time?
Teaching people how to teach and live life as far as Qigong, Tai Chi, and just taking care of our two little Yorkies and stuff like that. All good stuff.
It is all good stuff. You think we'll ever retire?
What's that?
I know, it's not even a word in our vocabulary. Just when we think we might have a little time, not to go on the golf course or really travel or anything, but just have a little extra spare time, then up comes some other opportunity. And it's always great stuff. But one of the reasons why we love this show is because we want to take what we've learned in all of the various prime time events in our life and share that with you. One of the biggest things is how to really live life to its fullest and appreciate every day with gratitude and fun. And today, you know as well as I, our very dear friend Herb Gross from the band The Invictas is coming up after our commercial break. And let me tell you something, if this guy doesn't motivate you to rock till you drop, I don't know who else would be able to do that.
I'll second that.
And I tell you, we have so much fun with Herb and his band. He's still doing gigs, and I'm going to save the story for you, because if you're sitting as a couch potato and you're not out there enjoying life, it's never too late to get started. So you have us here to give you some anti-aging tips, energy tips. We're going to be talking so much, especially in the first month of the year in January. We're going to be sharing about a lot of our Fountain of Youth secrets that help us keep us from retiring and getting out on the dance floor and doing some fun things and not being afraid to compete once in a while. My goodness, I still haven't forgotten. We were just talking about Dancing with the Local Stars. If it wasn't for the health regime and the program that my husband put me on, 17 years ago, I don't know that I would have been out there at 66 dancing with a bunch of youngsters, really. So that's what our show is all about. And we welcome you to tune in every Monday live at 5 Eastern Time. We're going to have always special guests that come on. Last week we had Rita Milios, didn't we? The mind mentor.
Very interesting.
She had so much to share.
It was worth the time and effort to watch. It was really quite rewarding.
Exactly. And we'll also be having some of our Tai Chi instructors, our professional instructors, come in to the point that you were making earlier, because my husband does certify professional Tai Chi instructors because he's no longer competing in the martial arts ring. But boy, I saw a sparkle in your eye when you were talking to John earlier. You're not even going to think of going there, right?
Didn't you tell me one time if I still want to fight when I turn 80 that you would condone me fighting?
Did I?
You did say that one time.
I did?
Yeah, so I'm still training for that day when I turn 80.
I must have lost my mind at that time. Well, you know what?
Just kidding. No.
Well, I know you are, but you probably could. You probably could.
Well, I would like to think I could.
Yeah.
And that isn't that far off.
No, I know it isn't.
After March, it'll only be just a couple of years.
Yeah, but I really like you not training so hard like you were. I'd rather have you out on the dance floor with me as opposed to following you around to all the conventions and all the events and all that. But it was fun, and it really led us to where we are today, to have our TV show to really teach people your secrets and how, it was really kind of fun talking with John. John is our producer. He's also a martial artist as well and also competed. So I'm listening to the guys, talk about what they did and what happened and who went down and who didn't and all of that. And I really have to admit that I enjoyed following you around and just watching the competition, because you really never did get beat up.
Well, because I could run fast.
Is that what it was? That's why they call you the Tango Man? You were doing the tango in the ring, right?
That's right. Well, the martial arts are a really great metaphor, for life, whether it be Tai Chi, Qigong, it doesn't matter, Taekwondo, they're all a great metaphor for life. And I tell parents, if you, for any way, can figure out a way to get your child into taking martial arts, they get the best discipline in the world. They learn that outside of school, it's cool to be a good guy. We're in school, it's cool to be a bad guy. So there's so much to it, and it's changed my life dramatically. So I love to encourage people to get involved. It doesn't matter what style you do, it's all good philosophy. Just make sure you pick out a school that's has a good reputation, has been in business for a while.
I can't wait till JD gets old enough to get out there in the ring.
He'll be a good one. He already is punching and kicking.
Yeah, he's dancing and moving and grooving and all that. But it is nice to have the kids get that discipline too. They really do earn and learn self-respect and respect for others. And I think that's something that the kids really do need to learn and help be reinforced from what's being taught at home.
Right. And you know, we're not born with a manual on how to survive in life. So the key is we have to have a type of a plan.
Yes.
So in the martial arts, again, no matter what style, gives you a plan of life. It teaches you teamwork. It teaches you philosophy. It teaches you how to be a winner and stay away from being a loser. And even when you don't win a trophy, how to be a winner and accepting that in a proper way. And also how to live with life's stresses. Because the biggest reason people end up on the surgeon's table in a hospital ward or whatever is because they haven't learned how to handle stress. We all have stress. The key is to be able to handle stress. So after the first of the year, we're going to come up with things on, for example, like mastering your life. How to use this as a manual, so to speak, on how to live life to the fullest. How to master your life, not letting your life master you.
Exactly. And there's a lot to be said for that, and that's what I've had to learn. And if you are a Facebook friend, you probably see some of my little tips, my little golden nuggets of wisdom, and it's all come from tried and true methods that my husband and I have had to learn. And we talk about mastering your life. It's L period, I period, F period, E period, love, inspire, forgive, and enlighten. And those are all the virtues that we had to learn, and sometimes it was not very easy, was it, hon?
It's never easy, but if it was easy, there wouldn't be any way we could develop from it. It's in other words, it's the challenge that we get. The bigger the tragedy, the more benefit in handling that tragedy.
It's all about the learning lessons, and that's why I'm always excited at the end of the year, because we get a chance to reflect and look back on the ups and downs, the tragedies, the triumphs, and all that, and really look and see where we've grown. And every year, there's always something that we can grow from and something that we can look forward to for a new year. Imagine 2015. We're very excited about next year with our TV shows that has been very, very successful. And we'd love to hear from you too. Feel free to get a hold of us. All you have to do is get a hold of us here through Primetime TV Show. You can always call us, go to either one of our websites, because we are going to be having additional products on there to help you win at life, to help you master your life experience in everything you do every single day. My website is barbaramarvel.com, and my husband's is Dennis-Kelly, Kelly.com, and you can see a little bit more on how to reduce your stresses. You can see about his book that he had published years ago that still works today, The 6 Steps to the Fountain of Youth. You'll also be able to check out some of the videos and different things that you might even want to give as a gift. I have my organic skincare on my website and more to come. And these are all dreams that we kind of like saw years and years ago, where we can bring the things that we've learned in life to you right through that TV lens and our website. So it's very exciting. We're also going to be doing some call-ins. We have guests that will be, they might not be able to get into the show, but they can always call in and give some information. We've already dibble-dabbled with that. So we have a lot, really a lot to get to in our new year. Seeing that this is our last day, our last show before Christmas, we are going to be taking a couple of weeks off and play. No work. Play, well, a little bit of work. I know, but you know what? When you love what you do and do what you love, is that really work? I don't think so. But I can't wait to introduce our guests, who's going to be coming up after the break. I have to tell you, you want to be motivated to get out there and rock and roll and really enjoy your life. Stay with us because Herb Gross is going to be coming up. Look him up on Facebook, The Invictus or Herb Gross, and you'll get a taste of a real rock and roll guy, and he really is fun.
Yeah, and also he's one of our very best friends.
He sure is. We met him over our Yorkies.
That's right. Well, his Yorkie met our Yorkie.
Yeah, that's Yorkie Haven at Crescent Oaks in our neighborhood. That's how we met Herb, and we've become very, very good friends. Besides, he's the godfather to our little Yorkie Mimi.
That's right.
Yeah, yeah. So do you have anything to say, any little tips before we go to break?
Yeah, I'd like to just mention give you a little idea of some of the things we'll be covering. For example, we're going to be covering, excuse me, we're going to be covering things like the wisdom of the ages. You know what the wisdom of the ages is? It can be summed up in one sentence.
There's no free lunch.
There isn't any free lunch. She stole my thunder.
What else?
You were supposed to say no.
I know. I want to see what you say.
No, we'll give you a little example of some of the things we'll be doing is teaching people how to use their life as being a director of their life rather than the participant, rather than someone. In other words, think of life as a movie. And you're either a character in the movie or you're the director. The key is most people are a character in the movie. Somebody else is directing your movie. The key is to learn how to be the director and be a character in the movie so that you can steer yourself the way you want to steer yourself rather than other people controlling your life and your thoughts. And it's good for other people to give input. But in life, you need to learn to make your own decisions. And there's nothing better than a good director in making a good movie. So it's just some of the things, little things like that make a big difference in our lives. They're not things that cost any money. They're things that you can play with the mind and the emotions. And of course, staying physically fit, eating the right foods helps generate that energy you need to really be a good participant in life.
You know, when you told me that about looking at your life, and this was years and years ago, looking at your life as if it was a movie, I'm thinking, wow, that is just so really cool. Well, over the years, and as I did that, as I was making my own self-discoveries, that's where my lights, camera, action coaching came about, because I actually put that into play, and I looked at my life as if I was looking through a movie lens.
Right.
And I was looking at, and if you take that little tidbit and think about what you see when you look at yourself through a lens, whether it be a movie lens or a camera lens, just think about, do you like what you see? Because if you don't, you have the power to change that. And it's funny because it's just a matter of that whole perception and just flipping it around a little bit and using that metaphor, and it just all comes together. And I'll tell you, I've made changes just by using that. So thank you, my friend.
Well, you're welcome, my friend.
All right. Looks like we're going to take a brief little time out, and when we come back, Herb Gross is going to be coming out and talking about the Invictus, and we'll see you back right after this.
You're going to love this guy.
Oh, yes. And thank you for hosting these shows with me.
Well, thank you for letting me. Or not letting me, but encouraging me to come.
I love you.
It didn't take much encouragement, did it?
No. We'll see you back right after this.
Revolutionary in his field, Dr. Bonatti created, perfected, and patented the Bonatti spine procedures. Using his genius, Bonatti invented precise tools necessary to minimize surgery, scarring, anesthesia, and recovery. So successful are the Bonatti spine procedures, they consistently reflect over 94% patient satisfaction. 45,000 successful procedures have been performed exclusively at our location. Nearly half our patients suffer from failed back and neck surgeries at other facilities. Bonatti succeeds where others fail.
This is one bee that loves going to the dentist because it's made for you and me.
My name is Dr. Becerra from New Tampa Pediatric Dental, providing a comfortable atmosphere in early dental care. Gives kids a great start for healthy teeth and gums for life.
When I go to Dr. B, they don't do anything to hurt you.
I used to be afraid, but I'm not now. I'm not afraid of the dentist anymore. I love to see Dr. B.
Call New Tampa Pediatric Dental today.
Hi, I'm Derek Brooks, former linebacker for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. During my NFL career, I realized the importance of giving back and started my foundation, Derek Brooks Charities. We help Tampa Bay youth prepare for a successful life through our college prep and mentoring programs. Our goal is to see youth excel academically and develop strong characters and be better citizens for tomorrow. To further our mission, we've teamed up with Fun Night, a company that gives members access to thousands of nationwide discounts on products and services they buy every day. These include entertainment, retail purchases, dining, and travel. Best of all, 33% of every membership fee goes to the charity of your choice. We love being able to save our supporters money while giving them a unique opportunity to support our charitable work in the community. I invite you to consider using Fun Night to save money and give back to your favorite cause. Visit www.funnight.us to sign up now and get a free 30-day trial. Save money, help others with Fun Night, and support Derek Brooks Charities.
This is one bee that loves going to the dentist because it's made for you and me.
My name is Dr. Becerra from New Tampa Pediatric Dental, providing a comfortable atmosphere in early dental care. Gives kids a great start for healthy teeth and gums for life.
When I go to Dr. B, they don't do anything to hurt you.
I used to be afraid, but I'm not now. I'm not afraid of the dentist anymore. I love to see Dr. B.
Call New Tampa Pediatric Dental today. This is one bee that loves going to the dentist because it's made for you and me.
The environment here is really kid-friendly, family-friendly. The parents are welcome to watch.
It's definitely been a different atmosphere since Dr. Becerra has come on. It's very inviting and welcoming, and the children just enjoy coming here all around.
My middle son did not like to come to the dentist, but now he loves to come to the Beehive.
You don't have to be afraid to go to the dentist.
Call New Tampa Pediatric Dental today.
Everyone's story is different, so why be limited to just one or two options? With Norcom's Norflex Home Loan, you're given the flexibility to tell your story. Pick your terms from 8 to 30 years, all while maintaining a low, fixed mortgage rate. You can pay off your loan more quickly or choose a term based on your budget and timeline. Whatever you do with the Norflex Home Loan, make it part of your financial plan. Norflex, short-term, long-term, your terms. Apply online at norcommortgage.com.
Hi everyone, welcome back into Prime Time. I'm your host Barbara Marvel Kelly, and with me is Herb Gross with the Invictus. Hey, this is kind of like a different little role play here.
Yeah.
The last time we were on camera together, you were interviewing Kelly and I.
That's correct. That's correct.
How fun.
Well, I also have been in the television business over the years as well. So, yeah.
So you know how this thing goes.
A little bit.
Well, I was just telling everybody before the break, as you heard, that you had put your band back together after 40 years, and we heard all about this. Gosh, when did you move up the street? Was it 5, 6 years ago?
I don't know.
Like
it seems to me like I've been in Crescent Oaks for 10 or 15, but who knows? Time goes so darn fast.
I know. Well, Herb and my husband and I met, actually, the guys met when they were walking their Yorkies, and Yorkies are like little magnets. They automatically draw people together. And Kelly was talking to you about his book. You were talking to him about your band. I love your spirit and your mantra, your daily words to live by about rock till you drop. Whatever made you put your band all back together? I mean, it's not like you were just sitting in a corner twiddling your thumbs with something to do.
No.
You've been a busy TV producer, right?
Yeah, and something happened that just said I had to do it. Our band started actually in 1960, which now makes us one of the longest playing rock and roll bands in the country.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Wow, congratulations.
And over the years, we've played with the Beach Boys, we've played with the Rascals, the Shirelles, Gary Lewis and the Playboys, a lot of national groups. We had fan clubs, police escorts, drove around in a hot rod hearse. So.
Did you have the groupies?
Oh, yeah.
I knew that. You
Absolutely.
still do.
Well,
We've been to your gigs. You should see these women going after her.
Well, I don't know. I'm a little bit older. My hair's all gray now.
It doesn't matter. When you got it, you got it. You never lose it.
Well, I hope not.
Well, obviously you're still getting thousands upon thousands of people at your gigs, correct?
Yeah, the band is based in upstate New York. It's called The Invictas, Invictas, and we've been around for a long time, and this is our second reunion, by the way. The band, as I said, started in 1960. We played till late 60s. I continued playing in bands till early 70s. And then all of us went off to our careers. And I started my own advertising business in 1970. And then in 1980, we decided to put the band back together for a short while, which we did. That was our first reunion. And then, 10 years ago, this is 10 years now, I decided to do it again. And I can't tell you, there was just something inside me that said, you got to do it one more time in your life.
Was it your passion for what you did?
Oh, yeah. I love rock and roll. We're classic rock. Mm-hmm. Every song we play is made for dancing and having fun. We've played at the George Eastman Mansion in Rochester, New York. He was the founder of Eastman Kodak Company. We recently played at our first biker event.
Oh, that had to be fun.
I didn't know whether we were going to be playing and then have them beat us up, or would they love the band? Well, thank God it was the latter. And it was in the southern part of New York State. And the day before we arrived, they had heavy rains.
Uh-oh.
So it kind of reminded me of Woodstock. And because there were people riding around in these ATVs, and they had mud all over them, and people were walking through mud, and just to get to the stage, we had to walk through mud and all that.
Oh, dear.
But we started playing, an hour, 2 hours later, all of a sudden everybody's getting into it, and by the time we got done, they said, we want you back.
See that? That
It
is
worked out
so
great.
amazing. Now, when you put your band back, is that the originals? The originals
Yeah.
from day one?
3 out of the 4 original guys are on stage, and that's unheard of. There's lots of bands that get back together, and may have started in the 60s. However, there might only be 1 or 2 people from the original group. We've got 3 out of the 4 original guys on stage.
That's so cool. So how many gigs do you do a year, about?
Not a lot, because the band is based in upstate New York, so I go up and I'll play with them during the summer. We're a summer band, except we've played in the Villages here in Florida. We've played in Punta Gorda. We've played at a classic rock show here in Florida. And so each year, try and bring the band down to Florida, maybe for a week or so, and do some gigs here, because the people in Florida love this band, and they love the music that we play.
Yes, absolutely.
So we might play 10, 15 gigs a year. Not a lot, but it's fun. And that's what it's all about. Just keep the emotion going inside, and if you make the people happy, then I think you've got a successful band.
You really do. It's just like a TV show. When you've got really good content and people want to hear what you have to say, they're going to come back and watch.
Yep.
And I have to tell you, my husband and I, we're probably dance snobs, because we just don't dance to just any music. We have to feel it. And I am telling you, every time Herb's band goes out and plays and we're there, we're always up there on the dance floor. Wherever we are, we're out there dancing, because your music, it just gets into your soul. It really gets into your spirit, makes you want to dance. Not all bands do that.
What I've been told is that our music has an edge to it. And it's got a lot of drive and a lot of bottom end, as we call it, too. And so, even if you're not able to dance, you can't help but just sit there and at least clap your hands and tap your toes.
Right.
But we want people out on the floor dancing and having fun, because that's what life is all about.
So you obviously think that you can rock till you drop and dance, or clap your hands, or just really getting into the moment.
That's my philosophy on life. You've got to rock till you drop, and do as much as you possibly can. Have as much fun as you possibly can. Of course, have balance in your life. But the day you stop having some fun, I think, is when you're in trouble.
Absolutely.
So you don't want to stop that.
No, it's too much fun to have fun. So why wouldn't we want to?
Right.
What do you think you'd be doing if you didn't put your band back together? Would you still be producing?
Well, I still have a couple of advertising clients. I produce television commercials and that, and I always stayed in touch with music. Did a lot of music jingles over the years. I've worked with Fortune 500 companies. I've worked with small retailers. And I've enjoyed it, and I still enjoy it. And so I work with a client out in Nevada, and I have another client up in New York, and I only work with clients if I want to work with them. I guess
that's okay.
Yeah.
That is the way it is.
Yeah.
So you have your new album out, and and what did we call that?
It's called Let's Rock.
Let's Rock.
And
I love it.
It's all about, again, get on your get on your feet. We've got on this CD, I think we've got 17 music cuts, which is unheard of. Most CDs only have a dozen.
Yeah.
So we've got 17 music cuts, and another thing that's very important about it is that the audience is involved in every song, singing, dancing. You actually hear them singing in the CD.
That's what I love about it, because Kelly and I have been to enough of your gigs where you do get the audience involved up on the stage. I mean, it's great. It really is. And because your passion is truly infectious. I mean, when you see Herb up on the stage with his top hat and that microphone and his guitar, and he's out there really, really showing you how to have a good time, you can't help. You just can't help. I remember when you came over to the Crescent Oaks, and man, that place was jammed. It was wall-to-wall people.
Yeah, it was a sellout show.
Yeah, it really was. That was so great.
Yeah, we really enjoy it, and for me, and I think for the band, the philosophy is if the audience has a good time, then we have a good time.
Sure.
So we want people out there dancing. And we do call it the rock till you drop concept. And we've actually got an album. We've had several singles. We've got 4 or 5 CDs out, and so we've been busy over the years. But most of it is fun. It really is. And sometimes it's a chore. You may not get done till 1 o'clock in the morning. By the time you get home, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. But it's been a lot of fun over the years.
Speaking of fun, before we take our break, I want to talk about the dance that you created called the Hump. Anybody out there remember the Hump with the Invictus? Well, Herb is the one that came up with that dance.
Whole story behind that song too.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Can we tell it?
I think we could tell it.
Okay. So where'd that start from?
Well, I actually started at a place called Tiny's Bengal Inn.
Oh, I remember you telling us about that.
And Tiny's Bengal Inn was a college hangout in upstate New York, Rochester, New York. And when we played there, there would be several hundred people standing in line every night just waiting to get in. And it was a great place. And one night something very special happened, and you want to wait until after the break to tell them the whole story?
How much time do we have anyway? Do we have enough time? 3 minutes.
Oh, we could tell the story.
Okay,
then.
go ahead. I want to hear it. I don't think I've heard this part.
Well, the place, again, it would hold legally maybe 150 people. We'd have 300-400 in there. These were the days when you could do that. So we're mid-60s by about 63, I think, something like that, 1963. And the whole place is jumping up and down, and there's a couple dancing right in front of the stage, rather provocatively.
Oh,
And I looked at them and I said, "What are you guys doing?" They said, "We're humping." I said, "Oh, I like that idea." So I said, well, that sparked an idea. And a week later, I came back to the band, and I said, I've got a song and a dance that we've got to do, and we're going to show everybody how to dance the hump.
I love it. I love it.
So we came out with a song, and all of a sudden everybody really was having a good time with this thing. And we showed them how to dance, and basically it's, you put your hands behind your head and you're moving your hips back and forth. And it's a fun dance. And then one night, we're rocking, we're playing the hump, and a guy is standing in the corner of this club. Actually, he's standing up on top of a bench. He's got a suit on. Nobody wore suits to any of our gigs. This guy had a suit on.
Oh, boy.
And he came over and said, "I want to record you guys." And he handed us his card, and he owned a recording company out of Buffalo, New York.
How about that?
And there's more to the story.
Wow, how exciting. Another little success story, to say the least.
Lots of fun.
I love it. Well, we're going to take a brief little time out, and when we come back, we're going to hear more from Herb Gross, and maybe he'll even share with us how it's not so hard to even find love and relationships later on in life, as we did. We'll be right back.
Revolutionary in his field, Dr. Bonatti created, perfected, and patented the Bonatti spine procedures. Using his genius, Bonatti invented precise tools necessary to minimize surgery, scarring, anesthesia, and recovery. So successful are the Bonatti spine procedures, they consistently reflect over 94% patient satisfaction. 45,000 successful procedures have been performed exclusively at our location. Nearly half our patients suffer from failed back and neck surgeries at other facilities. Bonatti succeeds where others fail.
This is one bee that loves going to the dentist because it's made for you and me.
My name is Dr. Becerra from New Tampa Pediatric Dental, providing a comfortable atmosphere in early dental care. Gives kids a great start for healthy teeth and gums for life.
When I go to Dr. B, they don't do anything to hurt you.
I used to be afraid, but I'm not now. I'm not afraid of the dentist anymore. I love to see Dr. B.
Call New Tampa Pediatric Dental today.
Hi, I'm Derek Brooks, former linebacker for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. During my NFL career, I realized the importance of giving back and started my foundation, Derek Brooks Charities. We help Tampa Bay youth prepare for a successful life through our college prep and mentoring programs. Our goal is to see youth excel academically and develop strong characters and be better citizens for tomorrow. To further our mission, we've teamed up with Fun Night, a company that gives members access to thousands of nationwide discounts on products and services they buy every day. These include entertainment, retail purchases, dining, and travel. Best of all, 33% of every membership fee goes to the charity of your choice. We love being able to save our supporters money while giving them a unique opportunity to support our charitable work in the community. I invite you to consider using Fun Night to save money and give back to your favorite cause. Visit www.funnight.us to sign up now and get a free 30-day trial. Save money, help others with Fun Night, and support Derek Brooks Charities.
This is one bee that loves going to the dentist because it's made for you and me.
My name is Dr. Becerra from New Tampa Pediatric Dental, providing a comfortable atmosphere in early dental care. Gives kids a great start for healthy teeth and gums for life.
When I go to Dr. B, they don't do anything to hurt you.
I used to be afraid, but I'm not now. I'm not afraid of the dentist anymore. I love to see Dr. B.
Call New Tampa Pediatric Dental today. This is one bee that loves going to the dentist because it's made for you and me.
The environment here is really kid-friendly, family-friendly. The parents are welcome to watch.
It's definitely been a different atmosphere since Dr. Becerra has come on. It's very inviting and welcoming. The children just enjoy coming here all around.
My middle son did not like to come to the dentist, but now he loves to come to the Beehive.
You don't have to be afraid to go to the dentist.
Call New Tampa Pediatric Dental today.
Everyone's story is different, so why be limited to just one or two options? With Norcom's Norflex Home Loan, you're given the flexibility to tell your story. Pick your terms from 8 to 30 years, all while maintaining a low, fixed mortgage rate. You can pay off your loan more quickly or choose a term based on your budget and timeline. Whatever you do with the Norflex Home Loan, make it part of your financial plan. Norflex, short-term, long-term, your terms. Apply online at norcommortgage.com.
And we're back here at Primetime TV Show. I'm your host, Barbara Marville Kelly, and with me is Herb Gross, lead singer, guitar player extraordinaire from the Invictus.
All right, thank you very much for a nice introduction.
I'm so glad to have you finally on the show. We've been talking about this. Herb and my husband and myself have been really good friends for a good little while, and I've done some interviews with Herb and my husband, and then I actually did the kind of on the street thing up there, up at the Villages with you, and what a blast.
Yep, you did the introduction at Crescent Oaks, too.
Oh, that's right. I almost forgot about that.
That's right.
You know, that was so much fun. Herb put his band together after 40 years. In case you're just tuning in, I want to kind of go back and rehash what we were just talking about before the break. And it's so admirable to do what you love and love what you do, especially in the entertainment world. And it just goes to prove that age is really just a number. And when I was interviewing all those people up at the Villages, it just, you could see a spark in their eyes when they talk about dancing, having fun, living at the Villages and partying, even later on in life. And I tell you, that is just so commendable that you put this all together. And in your travels, you also managed to find Miss Mary, a very special, special lady.
Absolutely.
And just like my husband and I found each other later on in life. So it really is possible, isn't it?
Well, it's very interesting how life can take you down different paths, too. You know, from playing in a rock and roll band and obviously having a variety of different relationships over the years, which many of us have had. You know, and then all of a sudden you find someone special in your life who really stands out and says, wow, this is nice. Yeah, nice. And, you know, did you want to tell the story about the recording of the hump?
Absolutely.
And all that?
We're going to go back and pick that up.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right, because we want to talk about that. Before the break, you were getting the break with somebody that was there in a suit and handed you his card when he was watching you perform.
He said, I want to record you guys. Well, you know, we're kids in college. What do we know? And he said, I want you to come to Buffalo, New York, to our studios. And so we did. And we were just young kids, jumping around a lot, having a lot of fun. Anyways, we started recording our version of the hump. And after several tries, I said to the guys, something's wrong. It just sounds too, it's not live. It's not the kind of sound that we have at Tiny's Bengal Inn where we were playing. And I said, something's missing. And one of the guys said, we're missing the crowd. I said, you're right. So we brought in about 30 of our friends from Rochester, New York. We opened about 4 cases of beer. And that's how we recorded the hump.
Really?
Yeah, and so they were the audience because we're used to playing to live audiences. And if we didn't have a live audience, we couldn't get the right sound.
Isn't that the funniest thing? You know, I can relate to what you're saying because my husband, when he does his seminars, and it's completely different. When he came on the Home Shopping Network, when I was hosting there, he had to really kind of practice to talk into that little camera, and he wasn't used to that. But give him a live audience to deliver a seminar on anti-aging and all that. There's a big difference. I think it's just the synergy, the energy, and all of that, you know, back and forth. That is really wild. So what happened after that? You got you got the hump done, and did they do an album and all that, and then you were on your way?
It started, it was difficult.
Yeah?
It started with a little 45 called With the Hump on it, and we had a B-side to it. And we wanted to get it on the radio. Well, they weren't quite ready for a song and a dance called The Hump. This is mid-60s. This is maybe 65, 66. So as we're playing at different events, and we had thousands of kids coming out to hear the band, we said, do you like the hump? Well, they all said, yeah, we love it. I said, okay, if you like it, we need to get it on air. So please call this radio station. And so we started plummeting the radio station with calls, thousands of calls coming in. We want to hear the hump. We want to hear the hump. And they finally started playing it. All of a sudden, we started getting reports of selling thousands of records. And in fact, some of the record stores said that they were selling more copies of The Hump than they were Beatles records.
Wow.
Now, you know, they said it. I didn't say it.
I hear you.
But, you know, wherever the band would go, we would arrive in a 1955 Cadillac hearse with gold racing stripes down it. And we'd be, you know, we'd have kids jumping on the car and trying to shake the car and all that stuff. And we were used to, we had bodyguards and police escorts and all that stuff. It was a lot of fun.
I bet, and you still have your hearse.
Well, actually what happened, the 55 Cadillac hearse just disappeared. We think that the setup man forgot to put oil in it or something like that. And that just went away. We don't know what happened to it. But then when we put the band together 10 years ago, I went out and bought a 1983 Cadillac hearse for the band. And so it's all painted up with graphics of the band on it.
Yes, it is. It's very cool looking.
And if you want to see it, just go to the band website at theinvictus.com.
And you can you get the your DVDs or your CDs there
too as well? Our new CD is available there. In fact, several of our CDs are available. But it's The Invictus, T-H-E-I-N-V as in Victor, I-C-T-A-S, theinvictus.com. And there's a contact page there. And we want to bring the band back to Florida, by the way.
I want to see the band back here.
Yeah. And we haven't played the other coast. That would be another first for us.
Yeah.
So we're looking for some events, probably late March, early April.
Okay.
Something like that.
And the weather's really nice then too.
It's perfect, and we still have all the snowbirds down here, and everybody wants to dance and have some fun.
I'm telling you, and you will get the crowds up there to dance. You always do. So you just finished, this is your newest album. How often, since you put the band back together, do you do a new album? I mean, you could just not do any new albums, but what's the drive? Is it just having something new and fresh and keeping your mind and spirit all occupied with all that?
Well, the latest CD that we put together called Let's Rock, I decided that I wanted to put on the CD some of the favorite songs that people really love at the shows. Songs like Land of a Thousand Dances, Twist and Shout, just really good songs that people get up on their feet and they're clapping their hands, they're jumping up, down, and it's nothing for us to have 5,000 or more people at an event. There's one event we play at sponsored by a chain called Wegmans. They're one of the biggest food chains in the country. And it's a concert on the shore, it's called, and we play there every summer. And we'll have 3,000, 5,000, 6,000. We draw some of the biggest crowds of the whole summer, and it's a lot of fun.
That is so amazing. So when you put your band back together and you had your first gig, I mean, was it really huge, or did you have to start rebuilding it up again, or did everybody just flock because they knew who you were?
Well, we were nervous.
Yeah?
We played in a bar, a place called the California Brew House, and we said, well, you know, this is the first time we've brought the band back in 10 years, so let's give it a shot. And we had good publicity, and the first weekend we found out it was a sellout. I mean, they couldn't get any more people in the place.
I'm not surprised.
It worked out. We were very, very lucky, and the people have been great. And you know, we believe that, you know, we're here for a reason. We're here for a reason that's meant to keep people dancing, give them some fun, help them relive their childhood, if you will.
Yes.
And baby boomers love this music, and we're finding that young people like it because it's got a lot of drive and a lot of excitement and fun to it.
And the beat, I mean, it's so motivating. Your music is so motivating. And then, I mean, Twist and Shout. Who doesn't remember Twist and Shout from? Geez, I mean, in the 60s, that was one of my favorite dances. And you have those motivating dances with the beat and all that just makes you want to get up and dance. If you had it to do over again, excuse me, would you go back and put the band together again? I mean,
absolutely.
See?
And it's not easy. I can honestly tell you that if you want to do something, that doesn't mean that it's going to be a cakewalk, because it's not.
Exactly.
I have to travel over 1,000 miles to be with the band, and it's tough. It's difficult. But I can tell you that as far as gratifying and realizing that we only have one life to live as we know it, and so get the most out of your life, and that's what this band has allowed all of us to kind of like relive some of our childhood.
Of course.
And do what you really, really love. And there's nothing like having several thousand people dancing, clapping their hands together, singing along with you, and having fun.
That is priceless. You can't put a price tag on that. having fun and enjoying and giving back and seeing that. I can't even imagine how gratifying that is for you and the band to see all these people down there dancing and really enjoying themselves. I just love it. It's just so exciting. What would you say to somebody out there that maybe is a baby boomer and, you know, thinks that because they have so many years under their belt that it's time to just give up, retire, and just sit with the changer and watch TV? What would you say to people that maybe have those dreams that they never lived? Is it too late for them?
I think it's never too late. My advice is that do what you love, because you're only going around once, as we know it. So follow your passion, follow your dreams, you know, and maybe your passion is to own a classic car, a hot rod or something like that. Do it. Maybe your passion is to go biking you know, and become really a top biker or something. I don't know, or own a Harley Davidson, or follow your passion, follow your dreams, because you know, again, you only go around once, and you're here to get as much enjoyment and also share your dreams and your passion with others too.
That's right.
And help make them happy.
Exactly, and that's what it's all about.
Yes.
Wouldn't you say that you're probably, especially after putting this band together a couple of times, don't you find, because you're in great shape, your color's great and everything, and you know, you've got to have a good cardiovascular system, you've got to have a good mind to remember obviously what you're singing and all that. Do you feel that putting the band back together has helped keep you young?
It's made me want to be young. You know, the thing is that when we played back in the 60s, I was used to always running around on the stage, you know, and putting on a good show for the audience. And I decided that when we put the band back together in 1970, that if I couldn't do what I used to do, I wouldn't do it, because I didn't want to look old on stage. I didn't want to look like I was over the hill, so to speak. And I found out that I could run around. I'm the Mick Jagger of our band.
Yes, you are. Oh my. When I first saw you up there boogieing on down, I'm going, whoa.
It's a lot of fun, you know, but you have to be in decent shape, and I try and do some workout to make sure I can do what I have to do. If I couldn't do it, you know, then I would feel like I was letting the people down, and I didn't want to do that.
That's so exciting. It really is. It's so good to see you. And have you come on our show and talk about all this and motivate people to remember that age is only a number. Of course, that's our mantra as well, is to, you know, let people just, sometimes they need validation, or they just need somebody else to motivate and inspire them, or just if only one little tidbit that you said here today might put a little spark under someone that's sitting out there that really would love to dance or would like to get out and go do some karaoke and do something that they did love to do when they were a teenager. I know I certainly am. I don't let anything stand in the way anymore.
You're never too old. You're never too old to follow your passion and follow your dreams. And sure, you may not be able to do exactly what you did back when you were 18 years of age, but that doesn't mean you can't have fun and follow your passion and do it, because you're going to have a much more fulfilled life if you do follow that.
Absolutely. Who wants to look back on their life and wish that they had done?
Right.
You know, if
the woulda, coulda, shoulda.
Exactly. If you're thinking about it, then go do it. Absolutely. When you start working on your next album, does it just come to you, or do you have like a set pattern where, okay, in 6 months I'll start working on the next album, or you just do it off the cuff?
Well, the last one was just off the cuff. I just felt that we had to capture our show and bring it to the folks so that they could almost have one of our rock and roll shows right in their own house or in their car, wherever they wanted. So I don't really have any plans for another CD. It's very expensive to put it together. You know, I actually paid for this last one out of my own pocket. I won't make any money with it, but I didn't do it for the money. I did it to share what we're doing with hopefully hundreds of thousands of people. Got thousands of people on Facebook. Become a friend of the band, The Invictas. You know, we're on Facebook. I'm on Facebook. I know you're on Facebook. You know, I think I've got over 3,000 friends right now.
Yay!
And, you know, here to help people.
I know. And I think today there's so much craziness going on in the world and everything. Music and dance is such a wonderful way to get away. It's a wonderful way to de-stress. Kelly and I were talking about that. As we move forward into a new year, we're going to be sharing a lot of even newer tips than what we've shared in the past on how to de-stress. But honest to goodness, one of the biggest things that I personally recommend is to get out and dance. I mean, that is truly how I can forget about anything else that's going on in the news.
Yeah.
Excuse me. You know, things that can be depressing, especially this time of the year. But you know, when I get out on the dance floor, and I'm sure you can attest to this too, you can't think of anything else. You've got to think about what you're singing, keeping to the beat, following the band, watching the crowd. And when I'm on the dance floor, that's all I'm thinking about is what am I learning, and am I doing what I'm supposed to be doing? And truly, just back in October when I participated in the Dancing with the Local Stars, it was like this little girl's dream to do something really fabulous that I otherwise would be kind of like afraid to do, you know, a little timid, maybe not feeling like I would be good enough. But everybody said I nailed it, and that was just one real triumph that I did for me. But it was the driving force that got me to do that, which is very similar to what you're doing, is for the Junior Service League, is to give back. And that's what motivated me. I think that more than anything else got me out there, and I was just so focused on it and everything. And would I do it again? Absolutely. Would I start up a band? Well, no, but I sure will go out there and dance right there with you, Herb. This is so fun.
I've seen her dance, and I know she's an excellent dancer. And I saw the video of you in competition too. She's very good.
We did. We had a fun night. We really did, and that was, of course, compliments of John Gaston, the Tampa Bay Multimedia, WeBeam TV, and that's actually courtesy of. That's how we do our show right here in Tarpon Springs, Florida. What do you think of this?
I think it's great, and I hope everybody will rock till they drop.
Absolutely. Well, it's time for us to go ahead and say our goodbyes for this year, and I couldn't think of a better guest than to have you. Yeah, there we see, we're here listening to your music there.
That's the hump.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Herb, thank you so much.
Thank
we'll
you,
see you and Jack in the neighborhood.
Yep.
Merry Christmas to everybody. Happy New Year. And when we'll have you back, maybe we'll get something going with the band and everything when they come down here.
We've got to get the band down to Florida.
Yeah, get them down here. We'll get them on the show and everything. Thank you so much for joining us today on Primetime TV show. Herb Gross with the Invictas. Make sure you check out theinvictas.com and Facebook Herb Gross on Facebook and the Invictas. He has 2 different Facebook pages. And we are going to rock till we drop. Give me 2 high fives.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. We'll see you next year.